Hey guys, are you considering paying someone for your federal government resume? Are you wondering if it'll be worth it? Let's talk about it. First, the way that you construct a federal government resume will be a lot different than when you're constructing a private sector resume. And this is because human resources cannot make assumptions based on your experience. So you will have to write everything out in detail. And because of this, it can be quite time consuming. So what is a good reason to actually pay somebody? Number one is you value your time more than money. So with your time, you could be using that to spend with your family, your friends, maybe to spend doing a hobby. And if you value that time more than you value the money, then it might be a good reason to consider hiring somebody. Another reason is you do not have the desire to learn how to construct your own federal government resume. And this may be because maybe writing isn't one of your strong points. Or perhaps you're skilled at writing, but you have no desire to do it. There are other things competing for your attention, and writing a resume is at the bottom of your list. Now, if this is the case, it's likely that nothing will change this. So if you do not want to do it, if you do not want to learn to do it, then perhaps you should consider paying somebody. Now, let's talk about why it might be a bad idea. Number one is nobody will know your experience, your skills, and your abilities better than you. In fact, when you're working with a company that specializes in creating resumes, they will literally be pulling everything from you. They will ask for your last performance evaluations, your medals, your awards, your certificates. You will be sending 15 or 20 different documents back and forth through email. And on the phone, you'll be explaining exactly what you did and how you did it so that the person can write up your resume. So it might end up that you're not saving that much time after all. Second, there's no guarantee that you're going to get hired. And I think a lot of people subconsciously, when they're hiring somebody, they believe that there is some sort of guarantee that will get them hired. And if you look at federal resume sites that are offering to build yours for a price, they often do have a guarantee, but it's worded in a different way. They will say, if you're not hired after 60 days, they will rewrite your resume, which is fine. Rewrite the resume, but how is that going to help you actually get the job? But after visiting dozens of federal resume sites, I continue to see the same type of disclaimer over and over, like this one, or like this one. And it makes sense. It would be extremely difficult to guarantee employment. I understand this perspective because even if a person had the world's best resume, if they're not applying frequently, they're not going to get interviews. And even if they get interviews, if they don't prepare for those interviews properly, they will not get the job. So just having a strong resume in and of itself is not enough to actually get hired. Another reason is the person you think is writing your resume isn't really writing your resume. There are some companies and websites where you'll see a picture of a person, and that'll be like the talking head of the company. And when you pay that money, you think they're writing your resume, but in reality, they're actually getting people on Fiverr or university students that are looking for some extra cash. They're paying them $20, $25, and they're keeping the $400 or $500 fee. So they're subcontracting the work. And this resume might work fine or it might not. It's a gamble and a risk you're taking. Now, personally, I think it's more effective if you learn how to construct your own federal government resume. And because of this, I created a small course that takes people step to step on how to do it. And there's a link in the description below. Another factor to consider is if you do have somebody creating your resume, if you're paying somebody, what happens when you apply for another job or when you get promoted? You are going to rely on somebody else to rewrite it again or to restructure it once again. And where does it end? If you change jobs 5 or 6 times, are you really going to be paying that amount over and over again? At a certain point, it doesn't make a lot of sense. By learning how to create your own resume, not only are you benefiting yourself for the long run, but you can in turn also provide assistance and help your family members or friends if they need assistance. But as I mentioned earlier, there are some good reasons to actually pay a company to write your resume. It all comes down to your personal situation. So what about you? Have you paid someone to write your resume, and what were your results? Or are you thinking about paying somebody to write your resume? Let me know down below. Well, that wraps up this video on should you pay someone to write your resume. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.